What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to The Climb with Luzenak. It is the start of Season 4 today, and well, we enter the National League. Yes, the third tier of France, the tier with which this team won the league only to be denied promotion. So, if we can get promoted this year, or indeed in the coming years, we will have surpassed the highest point that Luzenak ever reached in their league history. And well, you can kind of see here, they were long established a national free team, and well, we hope to do that and more today, and well, throughout the rest of this season, I suppose. We're not going to be establishing ourselves in one episode today. I think that's kind of obvious. Anyway, you can see here, just looking at the overview, currently predicted to finish 15th, which in a league of 18 teams really isn't that bad, but, and I think this is a compliment really to how well we've done in the transfer market, as things stand, the bookies have us down as 5th favourites for promotion, which when you consider 3 of these teams were relegated from this league, well, from the league above, into this league, really gives you an idea of where we're at. I think we've done really good business this summer, and well, I can big it up all I want. Obviously, the media prediction is done at the start of the year. We've done some business. Let's discuss the business, shall we? And well, it starts with an out, and that is Gerard Morin going to Angers. Yes, a team who were expressing some interest in him occasionally last year. I'm going to be honest, he didn't wow me last season. He got a good average rating, but I didn't feel like he did anything whereby I felt like suddenly, oh my god, we have to keep this guy at all costs. It wasn't a Blaze situation, certainly. Didn't improve as much as I would like, and well, out with the old, in with the new, and I have the new, and it is a £70,000 signing, a direct replacement, Emmanuel Kehinde, who is a Nigerian under-23 international, formerly of Aqua United, which I can just get up here for you so you can see it, but formerly of Aqua United. He played 42 games for them, a good little player by all accounts. However, obviously he joins us with the caveat of the fact that as a Nigerian international, we may lose him to the African Cup of Nations and various other competitions. But on the face of it, oh my word, what a player this guy is. 15 passing, 16 technique, 16 teamwork, great vision, great work rate. I mean, he looks like the ready-made deep line playmaker. And did I forget to mention, he's 18. Now, he is 19 later this month, but he's 18 right now, and he is comfortably the star player in this team. Yes, finally, the kind of going through youth teams of the national teams has paid off here at Luzenak. We've not been able to recruit from abroad, but with us climbing up through the leagues, the doors have opened. He's the first of a few signings we've made. As you can see here, a few is probably an understatement. The only other player we've signed for some money was James Connolly, who has joined us from, well, Toulouse Metropole. Yes, Toulouse Metropole coming up trumps again. But I really like this guy. Scottish youngster, is actually, if I'm not mistaken, currently with the Scottish under-21 international side. Is he? Indeed he is. You can see here there's another player who is Scottish playing in France as well. So 2's the magic number. He looks very good on the face of it. A super well-rounded player. I'm not sure how much he'll feature this year, but that wasn't really the point in him as a transfer. And at £6,000, I think he just represents a good little bit of value for money, even if that potential is maybe just lacking a little bit. We're not going to make a loss, I don't think, off a £6,000 signing. Another youngster who we signed as a bit of a punt is Christopher Payet. He was released by Brazier at the end of their contract. We've brought him in, and I think he looks pretty good, to be honest. 16 years old, fairly professional personality, and yeah, potential. Potential is the golden word with a lot of these signings, planning for the future. Another player like Kehinde who will have an impact this year, and a player we're already familiar with, it's Stefane Zobo, joining us permanently. Yeah, I really like the look of him. We're familiar with him though, 12 goals in 27 last year. Very keen to see what he can do this coming season. And well, then we move on to a few more free transfers. The first is Maury here, who was released by Rodez, who of course we share a stadium with. I really like this guy as just a defensive centre mid option. I feel like compared to Barane Bar, he's a little bit more of a specialist defensively. You can kind of see if I just flick between them. Bar, perhaps a little more athletic, but Maury just a greater threat defensively. I think he is going to offer a bit of balance to the midfield, particularly with Kehinde coming in. I think they're the duo at the moment at centre mid. We'll look at the team as it lines up to start this year, but excited by him. And a couple more players that we picked up. The first is Gediminas Klevidickas. That is, we need a nickname. Lithuanian youngster. He is the Andrei Shvetsov kind of player. He generated as a free agent. We'll see what becomes of him. He was playing for the Lithuania under-21s. You can see he's made 4 appearances for them. Low determination. We're going to try and solve that, but ultimately just a punt for the future for cheap. And well, the last of the signings we've made is Ivan Llorente from Spain. Yes, a Spaniard joining us. You might have wondered how long that would be because Luzenac are right on the border on the south of France. We've signed this guy from Baracaldo, who are a Spanish second division team, as you can see here. Really, really quick, really good physicals, just a scary player in the wide areas and adds to an already frightening forward line. Fairly ambitious personality, got a bit of potential to fulfill. I think as far as free transfers go, he's a pretty nice addition to our team. And well, you don't scratch your eyes, because you might be sat thinking, Jack, you've done something that you never do. You've signed loans. I have. 3 loanees who I think will contribute first team wise this year. The first is Thomas Himer. He is a first choice goalkeeper. I'm sorry, Gilbert, but you've kind of been replaced. But we've got Thomas here on a 2-year loan deal for £400 a week. Honestly, for 2 years, he's essentially a permanent player at that point, so it's less of that issue I sometimes take with loans. But nevertheless, a fantastic goalkeeper on peanuts for wages. He comes in from Toulouse. And then 2 players defensively. The first is Lucas Russo. He is on loan from our affiliates Nancy. He's a good little left back. Very, very quick. Great defensively, which is something that we've not necessarily always had in our left backs. And the other player that we've signed, as you can see here, is Hal, who we've signed on loan from Montpellier for the season. Really like this guy. He is going to come in and be that upgrade to Skedato that we craved. Skedato this year, I think, will just be more of a backup. But make no mistake, Hal is just absolutely... He's incredible. He's absolutely incredible defensively. I think he's a massive upgrade. He's not as good with the ball at his feet, but I don't know. I think for what he offers defensively, it's hard to look past him. In terms of how I view the team going into this year, this, I think, is the best 11. I'm still not 100% sure. Obviously, I would like to get Kofi in the team a little bit more, but Llorente coming in feels like a bit of a natural progression, at least initially. We can kind of weigh things up. You can see if we just compare them directly. Llorente just a little bit quicker, not quite as technical. I think they'll both get decent amounts of first-team football, to be honest. Both in their teens at the end of the day. Elsewhere in the team, Blaze, Big Dub and Zobo hold down their spots. Big Dub, very high hopes for him this season. In the centre mid, it's kind of where things change. This year, we are going to go with the suggestion that I kind of threw out there last year, which was to change Big Dub from being the playmaker in the team to being just a more free-roll attacking midfielder. Kahinde obviously comes in as a deep line playmaker. What an insane deep line playmaker for this level, aged 18. And Mori obviously just offers us an incredible amount defensively. He's not the most aggressive of ball-winning midfielders, but from a technical, mental and physical standpoint, with the exception of aggression and bravery, just a top quality player who can win the ball. And to be fair, with 10 passing and 10 vision, he also has the capability to break down play, but then also help distribute it to our more creative players. It's not going to be a situation where he wins the ball and then he's just panicking, not knowing what to do with it. So he's great. And of course at the back we've got Himer coming in on that 2-year loan. Hal and Russo slot in alongside Hugo Robert, who keeps hold of the captain armband, of course. And Bilingi, who has signed a new deal at the club. His contract that he had signed was due to expire at the end of this year. Delighted to get this guy's contract extended. A minor wage rise, but well, with us climbing up a league, the wages have scaled up a little bit. As you can see, looking at the general spend though, it's spent in the right areas. We've not got too much money tied down on players who aren't going to be playing regularly. And I think when you look at the team on the whole, we have options. When you look at the bench and realise we've got Barane, Bar, Kofi and Manan as impact subs, I feel like we have the options that we need in the final third and indeed the midfield. Elsewhere, NDIA I want to bed in this year. I'm going to start training him to play right back. A youngster we signed from Toulouse Metropole. Seems to be leaning on possibly taking up Senegalese nationality. Last year he played that final game of the year, and to be honest, with the changes we've been making, I think he is just not too far away from first team football as a backup. So we're going to see what he is made of, and Skedato, of course, also on the bench. So yeah, all in all, very happy with what we've done. We've kind of signed players for the positions I wanted. We've got the 2 centre mids in. Defensively, we've improved with a new left back, centre back and goalkeeper. And as I already mentioned, I mean, the bookies like us. They really like us. Hal is in the Media Dream 11. Kahinde, as you can see here, is considered one of the best key players in the league. I do feel like we've kind of had that immediate impact. And clearly the bookies like our business. I feel like we're building around an already strong team with some very, very good players. If we just look at the team overview here, or rather team detailed stats here, just to have a look at how our spending compares to other teams, we do actually have the 9th highest salary per year, but compared to some of the teams who were relegated, we're still a long, long way away from where they're at in terms of their spending. Financially, we've currently got £1.3 million in the bank. Slightly bizarrely, somewhat concerningly, the board currently view our finances as insecure. With the Morin sale, they actually intervened and just sold him for this price without any consultation. To be honest, I was quite content with that. I probably would have accepted £185,000 for Gerard Morin because I don't think he's that amazing. However, I'm somewhat concerned that we could see a repeat situation with some of the players who I do value that little more highly. As you can see, the likes of Blaise do have interest in them from 11 clubs. 11 clubs interested in him, including Saint Etienne, Nice, and, well, Marseille there. It's not a nice place to be in. Hopefully some of them don't come in with too many stupendous bids. Right now, I've just got it set to reject all transfer offers. I've got the asking price set low just so that they don't accidentally trigger, well, the chairman basically selling above our head. And, well, we're going to hope to keep hold of Julien Blaise because I do think he is a very, very good player who's an incredibly important part of our longer-term plans here at the club. So anyway, first game of the season in the National League is going to be against Monster on Foot. They are predicted to finish 13th, a team who you can see were only promoted a few years ago, but finished 4th and 6th. Their media prediction, obviously not that great this year, but a team who have had a relatively big taste of success so far this year. Worth noting, with this league, the third team going to a playoff, the top 2 teams get automatic promotion. There are 18 teams in the league, so it is a 34-game season, so slightly longer than the last couple of seasons, and well, hopefully we're going to hit the ground running. A number of debuts today, Llorente out on the right, Kahinde down the middle, players who I am eagerly anticipating, obviously making their maiden voyages on the Luzenac ship, and well, hopefully we're going to get off to a flyer here. The board expectation hasn't shifted a great deal, so whilst perhaps some of the members of the press are looking at our team suggesting a top 5 finish should be what we're aiming towards, fortunately for me, the board and such are being a little more realistic. I feel like our season, and it might seem mad to say, so a lot of our season comes down to how does Kahinde get on? Does he start getting called up for the Nigerian national team? Is that going to cause us some problems? Because I think if he can play to as good as he looks, and he looks absolutely phenomenal, he could be massive for us. This did not look like a bad tackle in 3D, but I'm scared the ref's just about to send off Bilingi, and I will be upset if it happens, because that was absolutely nothing in 3D. Welcome to the National League, everyone. Thanks, Football Manager. Oh, God. I'm going to be honest, I did not really plan our season around this happening in the very first game. Russo can play right back. Hull can then go to left back. Oh, this is horrible. This is horrible. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to drop Maury. Although, Maury, can you play centre-back? You kind of can. Oh, you know what? I'm going to chance him at centre-back. I was going to take him off, but I actually don't hate him, having now seen him there. I think with our midfield, we're going to play Big Dub on centre-mid on attack and Kahinde on deep line playmaker on defend. I kind of want to stick with what we're doing. I want to stick with what we know. It is worth noting, out on the right-hand side, I'm going to experiment with an inside forward this year when Llorente plays, and possibly when Kofi plays, just for a bit of asymmetry. Obviously, the last few years, we've always played the same roles on both wings, but sometimes it's nice to spice it up. Just a few minor role changes in the midfield. Am I happy with this team? Not entirely sold on it. I'm actually going to change the players to inverted wingers on support, just hoping they can track back a little bit defensively. But you'd imagine this is going to be a tricky game for us. Although we've got a highlight here, and it's Hugo Robert doing Hugo Robert things. It's a clear free header at the near post that crashes against the crossbar. And MDA Chasselet, I don't know if that's how you say it, we'll just call them MDA. They cling on in this game. They cling on. That is a warning shot in their direction. We're yet to hit the target, but I mean, it's something, right? But with this system change, we're playing a 4-4-1, I suppose, of sorts now, although the attacking midfielders are encouraged to push higher up the pitch. It might leave the lone striker a little isolated. Equally, we might be left a little exposed if they double up on the wide areas. As an absolutely huge tackle comes in there. That was massive to block that effort. That was a clear-cut chance without a doubt for MDA. I still want us to try and play positive football, and despite being a man down, you can see early on in this game, 60% of possession after 25 minutes. That is something to be proud of, boys. Unfortunately, they are bringing the ball forward, and possession does not win you football matches directly. We need to do some defending here, and we can't do it. Thibaut Lemaitre finishes it into the top corner. Not a bad finish by him. That sending off after 2 minutes is annoying, isn't it? It's one of those in Football Manager where you kind of shrug and go, maybe it's just not meant to be my day. Maybe it's not meant to be my night. You know, I'm up here at 1 AM playing Football Manager, and the game's decided that I'm not allowed to have fun. I have to go to bed and cry after this. We'll hope we can fight back, but you have to imagine now it's going to be a tricky task at hand. The worst thing is we're actually controlling the ball really well. If only we had that link-up man between the forwards and the strikers, you know. Well, I say the forwards, I mean the wingers and the striker, and indeed the centre mids and the striker. But without that centre attacking mid, there's almost just a gap in the system. Anyway, the game has kind of oddly fizzled out. It's 1-0, and in a bizarre way, I'm not actually that upset with our team performance, because when you look at the stats, we have slightly edged out this game. Of course, we need to score. I can't help but feel like the garish pink is impacting the player performances, to be honest. Maybe that's why Bilingi got angry. I mean, the chairs, they're a pretty offensive colour. Not that pink is offensive, it's just a very garish pink for an entire stadium to have. And well, now they've added another. It doesn't matter what I think of their pink. What they think of this match is that it's too easy. Right, Manan, come on down. Lorente, you've been a bit quiet today. Kofi, come in. We need 2 goals. Send on the cavalry. Release the reinforcements. Obviously, just a man down here. I don't know how big a role that played in this kind of situation here. You can see how we're kind of lined up. Even though we've got the wide players on attack, you know, they do drop in to play kind of part of a 4-man midfield with just the lone striker. Obviously, defending quite narrowly, and the big ball just goes over the top. Unfortunately, it's Hal who's playing out of position at left-back. He's definitely more of a centre-back in my eyes. Just doesn't read the ball over the top. They get a second goal. You have to imagine now they're going to maybe have the wind in their sails and find some momentum. Hoping that our subs are going to have an impact. But, of course, it's always difficult to have an impact in this kind of match. I think it's time to make some changes. It's time for a bit of a gamble, perhaps. And the bit of the gamble that I kind of fancy is to play with wing-backs. Send Hal and Russo higher up the pitch, and just hope that Kahinde can do a job on his own at deep line midfielder on defend. Maybe I could play him. Could I play him deeper? I can't, because he doesn't play centre mid. Or centre defensive mid. He plays centre mid, just not centre defensive mid. You might look at this and go, Jack, what is this? I'll tell you what this is, everyone. It's called desperation. We need it right now. Let's see what we can do here. I want us to focus the play through the middle, punch a hole in their team, play quite narrow, play quite compact. I mean, we've got a set piece here. Manan whips it in, back post, header! It was offside. Luca Russo with a chance to score on his debut, the fullback, who of course is currently playing out at right back. He's definitely a left back. That's what I've signed him to do. Not really expecting him to get goals like that one. Unfortunately for us, the linesman doesn't want him to get the goal either. He's now taking the long throw. Is Russo forward to Manan, underneath it, takes it down. Can he get an effort away? He can, but it's straight into the hands of the keeper. You would not know that we were a man down if you just looked at the stats of this game. We have been fiercely competitive. We've done, I want to say we've done ourselves justice. I'll let you guys decide whether or not that's truly the case. I mean, Bilingi has not done himself justice, but all other players involved in this fixture have battled hard as Blaze brings it forward. And well, you'd imagine if we got one, maybe just slim hope begins to emerge. That little, I don't know, that little twinkle that maybe, just maybe, we could make something happen. I think that was Kofi with a header over to Manan. Manan hitting the outside of the post with the effort. And time is now starting to trickle away to a point where you have to go very attacking. And when you go very attacking a man down, you kind of invite pressure on yourself. And before the change really even happens, they have a free kick. Oh, my word. Lovely save by Thomas in goal there. Of course, got him on loan for the next 2 years. He's going to have to do a lot to endear himself more than, well, Gilbert has done in the past. But I'm willing to give him the opportunity. And if he doesn't, you know, do well, Gilbert's still at the club to come in. Anyway, a win here, a lumped ball forward. It was ambitious, maybe more hopeful than, well, with any sign of intent. And while they threaded through, Thomas came out for that. Himer made himself big. The player hit it over. A bit of a let-off, I suppose. Blaze over a free kick here, hits it. Keeper makes a save for the camera. It wasn't even going in. It wasn't even... Why show me that? Well, it just upset me. 88 minutes left. We've not given up yet, but I can't help but feel like the hope probably should have been extinguished straight after we conceded the first goal. We've not scored. We've not really created enough. It's one of those big games where, because the sending off had happened so early, I could ask what if, but the reality is we'll never know. We'll never know. It's not like the game had played out for 10 minutes and we were in complete control of the game. The sending off really came at a point where it's impossible to judge the balance of power. I mean, there's more highlights. It's the 89th minute. Is there time for 2 goals? Technically, yes. My heart says it's not going to happen. My head also says it's not going to happen. It's one of those situations. Kehinde, the Nigerian, who hasn't had the biggest of debuts, let's be honest. Gives it to Hal, who crosses it in back post. Kofi under it. Headers it over, not for the first time in this game. We have had opportunities. We've created chances, but they took the half opportunities that came their way. And you know what? They finished in the top 5 or 6 for the last couple of seasons. You can kind of see why. They were a very difficult team to break down. We couldn't do so. And with that, we're in the relegation zone. Don't panic, everyone. I don't want to react too soon. I'm hoping that sending off of Bilingi is going to be a bit of a let-off. Apparently, we should consider appealing it. Let's appeal it. Why not appeal it? It's not often your assistant says you should appeal it. I'm going to appeal it. Are we going to get any luck with the appeal? Are we going to get any luck? Give me the luck. Are we going to get the luck? When do we get the appeal news? I never appeal these because they never work. But I'm willing to stand by Bilingi here because in 3D, it looked like a disgrace of a decision. Got offers coming in left, right and centre. We're just automatically rejecting them all. I have not... When does the appeal come through? I never do this. Justice for Bilingi. Justice for Bilingi. Give him justice. All these offers coming in left, right and centre. Blaze has revealed he's happy to stay at the club. Does not care about all these offers coming in for him. He is Luzenak at heart. Big... I mean, you wouldn't normally see this. I just want to see the outcome of the appeal. I just want to accept the outcome of the appeal. When is the appeal happening? When... I don't know how this... Should I just go forward and... I'm going to go forward and we'll find out about the appeal. I'll be with you guys in a second whenever it resolves itself. Bilingi! Justice for Bilingi! Well, I don't know what I expected, but I guess we'll just end on this. Bilingi, you're suspended, mate. We didn't have valid grounds. You're a naughty boy. You're not forgiven. You don't deserve justice. I'm sickened, frankly, and, well, tomorrow you'll be lucky to feature in the next episode. I'm going to be honest with you, Johan, because you've upset me. You've disappointed me in our first game of the season. We've lost 2-0. And, well, it could be a long road back. But anyway, guys, I will join you guys next time. I'm not going to forgive him. He's going to have to earn my trust back. You guys can let me know what you make of our transfer business. I am very, very excited about what Kehinde could bring to the team. I'm also really annoyed that we didn't really get a chance to see what our team is capable of today. It was a complete write-off after that early sending off. But, yeah, I like Emmanuel Kehinde a lot. I feel like we've added a lot of strength in depth with players like Lorente coming in. Quite interested to see how we get on this year. But adding players of the quality of this division who are in their teen years does bode well longer term, doesn't it now? But anyway, I've rambled on for long enough. Guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. We'll be back again tomorrow. If you missed it on the channel yesterday, there was a double upload day. And although it wasn't Luzenak, I do recommend checking it out. As always, we'll be live on Twitch later on today. Hope to see you guys there. And that is everything. It is me, Jack. And I will talk to you guys in a bit. Take care now. I'm out.